let's see here. Record, start broadcast, record. What's up, motherfuckers? We are live. Samurai and Diver here. We do have, we're kicking off with a guest from Tough, was it 17? It was 17, wasn't it?
17, yeah.
Yeah, Tough 17, Sonnen and Jones. We do have Clint Hester here. Thank you for coming on, man.
No problem, man. No problem.
Yeah,
So
welcome.
you're just chilling tonight?
Yeah, I'm just chilling, relaxing. I actually started my camp up. I fight June 28th, UFC Fight Night. I think it's 44 in San Antonio,
And I
Oh,
Texas.
believe,
nice.
I think I saw you're going to be on the main card on that one, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on the main card. Kelvin Gastelum was on
Nice.
the main card. And then
Nice.
Stevens versus Cub Swanson. So it's gonna be a nice card.
That's a hell of a card. I predict a lot of knockouts on that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
So, as a fighter, I mean, like, there's fights this weekend. Do you? We'll take it this far. Do you watch the weigh-ins and all that shit, or you just kind of don't even pay
Nah, yeah,
attention to it till
weigh-ins
fights?
today. Yeah,
And you
I
watched them?
Yeah, I watched the weigh-ins today. I don't do anything all day, so I was like, oh, I got a fight pass. I wish I would have had it for free, but they didn't give it to me for free, so I paid for it still.
Let me call Dana for you.
So I was like, I might as well watch the weigh-ins since I paid for $9.99 a month for fight pass.
Yeah, that
So
kind of pissed me off too, because I can't watch the weigh-ins live. I was driving around. This happened last time, and you can't go back and watch them on Fight Pass. So I guess you get to see like the commentary from Fox Sports 2 with Kenny Florian and all that shit. They don't have it
I,
on there anymore.
it came right on. Then right after the last weigh-in, I just turned it off. I just wanted to see if everybody made weight, basically.
Yeah, especially
Or
Michelin Man Rumble Johnson.
Yeah. I would be like, I got pulled over the other day. I was driving, I ain't had no seatbelt on, but every time I get pulled over, I get scared. Like, I get nervous. Like, so, like, if I was him, like, every time I got on the scale, I would really feel like I'd be, like, nervous. Like, I was nervous for him. I'm like, man, he got to make 205. Like, and I think Dana White, like, shared a joke with him after he got off the scale. It
I
was
saw
like,
that. I noticed
yeah,
that. He was kind of smiling when he walked over to Dana, and Dana was smiling back at him.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
well,
reminds
I mean,
me of that
No,
reminds
go
me
ahead.
of
Talk for like 20 seconds, because I'm not going to be able to talk.
no, Dave Chappelle when he got stopped when he was with the white guy and the black guy with him and the black guy gets all nervous. That's so funny. Have you seen that?
It's,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's real life. That's real life, I swear.
I
Real
know
It's
what
life.
you're
so
talking
funny.
about. So, by the way, just I don't want to keep you forever because I know you probably have like shit to do and you're like probably going to go bang a bunch of chicks. But how long do we have you for tonight?
Oh, I mean, I got about a good 10, 15 minutes.
All right, cool. So
Yeah, just let us know when you got to go, Clint.
Okay.
that's Mr. Hester to you.
Yeah.
Here's one that I did want to ask you, and I told you this on Twitter that I wanted to ask you. So you were at was it a concert on Saturday? What was that all about? It looked like you were celebrating on Saturday.
Oh, wait. On my Instagram?
Well, yeah, I think maybe you tweeted on Instagram. I saw something. It was a video from some kind of 420 party, and I was like, hey, I didn't know Clinton did that. He's moving up in the
Oh,
ranks.
that was, cause, where y'all from?
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
Okay, yeah, the 420 brewery, Sweetwater.
Yeah, I know
No,
Sweetwater.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was,
Sweetwater.
they have a festival each year. So it's 420 Fest. So
No shit.
it ended up being on 420 this year. It's usually on like a Saturday around 420. They have the Sweetwater 420 Festival.
Huh, how about
I'm the
that?
beer guy.
Yeah, he's the beer guy. I'm the other
The
guy.
four- the
Yeah,
420
man, there
guy.
was a lot of that going on there, but I was sober as a kite.
Oh, were you?
Sober as a kite. That's weird.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
no, I get that.
I just start,
Hold on.
I just started my camp, so I mean, I'm eating healthy and and training like a couple times a day now. Like I'm really getting ready. I got a real good opponent, good jiu-jitsu guy, so I got to really focus this camp and like going out and stuff like that just helps me like break the monotony of the whole week of training.
Hey, Clint, let
Yeah,
me ask you
I can
this,
see
man.
how that would do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Samurai, if I may ask a question.
yeah.
How do you get the call to get on the Ultimate Fighter? Do you submit your name, or you submit fights, or how does that work?
Well, before in the earlier seasons, what they would do, they would post it on the UFC website, and a whole bunch of people would come out. They'd be like, "All right, we're having tryouts here this time. They started this at this time, blah blah blah," and then a lot of people would show up. But now, like the last couple seasons, like from like season 15 and on, what they do now, they invite like fighters who are like on that cusp. They
Right.
invite them to the tryouts. So I tried out 3 times. Like I tried out for season 11, season 13, and then the last one I was just going through trying to get fights, trying to build my record because I talked to Dana when I tried out for season 13, and he was like, "You're 4-3 right now, so I mean we can't put you on the show with that type of record. Just go build your record and come back." And I was like, I see you and then I was like, I'll be back. So I just went out, built my record, and then I was emailing a whole bunch of promoters just trying to get more fights. I ran across Sean Shelby's email because it was like UFC matchmaker Sean Shelby. I didn't know who he was at the time. I emailed him. He was like, "Oh, I'm not the guy you talk to because he matches up to lower weight classes." So
Right.
he gave me Joe Silva's email. I emailed Joe Silva, emailed me right back and was like, "Keep building your record, and I keep you in mind." A month later, I was about to fight. I emailed him again, just keeping him updated. Then he sent me the application for the show, and I told my manager we booked flights, flew out a couple of weeks later. So it was just by
Now,
chance.
how hard was it in the house when you don't have any communication, you don't have any TV, and you don't have any phones and all that? Was it hard?
Nah, I mean, it wasn't hard for me. Probably for some people it was, but the type of person I am, I was just chilling. Like after I lost to Jimmy on the show, I just started drinking every day.
There you go, baby.
I, I would wake up, we would go to training, we would come back, we'd eat, and then we'll go to training again. And after we got back, that was really the hard part after that last training session because it's just like so much time to do absolutely nothing. Like we had pool, we had chess, we had checkers, and we had alcohol and cards.
I would have
So
been in with the alcohol with you. There you go.
yeah, I was drinking but it was funny. What I did, I put all my drinks in protein cups. I put them in the protein shaker so they didn't physically see me drinking on camera. So, but like after about 2 days of it, everybody was like, "Why is Clint walking around with all these protein drinks?" And then they caught on. So now it's a running joke with us. Like me and Josh are still cool off the show, and he's always like, "Hey, don't drink too much protein tonight." So it's like it's a little joke that we have running.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Here's a question about Tough. By the way, the deal with our show, we're not exactly a groundbreaking show. We're literally two friends who live 15 minutes away and just like to fuck around. And we like you. That's why we're like, hey, I wonder if Clint will come on. So a question I wouldn't mind knowing: what was it like being in that dynamic? With Chael and John when they're interacting, and did you guys coming into it like think, oh shit, what the hell's gonna happen when they meet, or were you all just like, I think they'll be professional, whatever the case may be?
We wasn't even thinking about that to tell you the truth. We was more thinking like, man, we finally made it onto the show. We're on the show. We fought. We made it in the house. Like I think we were more worried about which room we were going to sleep in than worried about the dynamic of Chell and John. Like,
Yeah, because
but
you know they're going to make their cash.
yeah, exactly. So like, it ended up being like real. Like everybody was cool. Like the coaches were cool with each other. Um, all the whole cast was cool with each other. Like it's funny. Like
Yeah.
Dana White said, it's crazy. Like Touch 17, like y'all like frat brothers. Like y'all still hang out. Y'all still keep in contact, and like we're all still cool. He said he was like he never seen a season like it.
Why do you think that is? Like, why did that happen?
There
Because
were
I know
no
what he's saying. Like,
there were
everyone
no
likes each
ego.
other.
Yeah, it was really no egos in the house. Like I mean, you'll have problems here and there where people just didn't. like at first didn't really like each other. Like man, I can't stand him. But like towards the end of it, like we were all cool. Like um,
Did Chael give you the same kind of talk? We're watching Tough Brazil. Are you watching that, by the way,
I
on your
watched
$10 fight pass that you have to pay for?
I watched a couple episodes.
Did Chael give you that talk? He told the guys, regardless of anything else, these guys in the house are not your enemies. Don't treat them like enemies. Did you guys get a talk like that? Like, did that maybe play a part in it? I'm just trying to figure out, because usually that doesn't happen where everybody on the show gets along.
No, we never got that talk. I think that's why he said that because he realized like we don't have to be enemies. Like remember we're all going in there like we have to. It's 14 guys. We have to live with each other for 6.5 weeks. So like it'll be too much animosity in the house to be walking around like, oh that's my enemy, that's my enemy. Like we would sit around play cards. Somebody would have a fight. It was like when it was time to fight, it was time to fight. But when we were in the house. It was just like we were just hanging out, trying to
Yeah.
kill time.
Yeah, that's cool. And yes, I do know Clint was a member of Team Jones. I'm talking about before when they were waiting to get picked. But anyway, no, I mean I think it's cool that you guys have that because I just you see things like Forrest and Bonner and shit like that, but maybe one or two people out there, but you don't see like a whole. I don't see very often other cast members wishing good luck to their opposing team members. And I see it all the
Yeah,
time with you guys.
yeah, and I mean that's just how it was. Like I mean, like you take it, me and Luke. Me and Luke are like we're good friends, but like we know like we're gonna fight each other one day. But like when he goes and fights, like I'm rooting for him. When Josh goes and fights, I'm rooting for him. When Kelvin fights, I'm rooting. When Uriah fights, like I'm
That's
all
how
like
it
I'm
should
rooting
be.
for him.
Good.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
and it's just like let's go out here and like take this middleweight division by storm and like show them like that we was the best season. We gonna keep it that way. Like it's crazy.
So when you and Luke fight, which that probably will happen actually, probably it wouldn't surprise me if it happens this year. Which
I mean, he was
that's
actually
that's
looking
another one of
because
those fights where I don't think anyone wants to see it, but what are you gonna do?
yeah, it won't be any worse than the fight with me and Dylan. Like
Well,
I,
yeah,
in the fight, it was just like we this is what we do. But like before the fight, it was kind of weird. But after the fight, it was like we didn't even fight.
yeah.
So like
You,
now, like if I had to fight somebody off the show, like it wouldn't be weird or anything. Just like we going out there, we're gonna fight, and afterwards we're gonna go have fun.
well,
Yeah.
that's one thing that really attracted me to UFC when I first started watching it. Is after the fight, man, you guys fight and you try to knock each other's head off, but after the fight, you'll bow to the guy, you'll hug the guy. I mean that means a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's our business. That's what we're getting paid to do. We're getting paid to entertain. We're going out there. We get paid to go out there and try to win. And we all got one goal in mind. Where we look at everybody as a stepping stone, but it's no animosity or anything. Like we go out there, we do what we do, and then afterwards, like we're not in the cage anymore. Like we fight when we're in the cage, and when we're not in the cage, like we go do normal stuff. We
Like Chael and Vanderlei do after they have their sessions in Tough Brazil, right? They go out and drink a beer.
I don't know, cause I
Van,
genuinely think Vanderlei likes him. I mean, because Chael did say a lot of disrespectful stuff about
Brazil.
Brazil, but I mean, I just think Vanderlei he's taking it like so far, and Chael's the type of guy like he's not gonna apologize. He's not gonna back down to you.
No.
He's not like he's into like the psychological games and stuff like that. So, but I
Well, and
mean,
we look at it. We're pulling for Chael because he's the American, but Vanderlei may be doing the very same thing for his country, and
no,
he's
he's
building the
not.
fight up.
That's they actually have. There was a poll about that some. I think it was Chael's Brazil fan club posted the results to, and it was Vanderlei Silva's like gone from being the favorited to win the fight to now everyone wants him to lose it by like 70 or 80% of the people polled in Brazil.
Oh
oh,
man,
man,
So he's making him
crazy.
look bad. Yeah, because
Well,
see the thing is you got to understand Chael says those. He's an entertainer. He understands the entertainment side of it, and I guess he doesn't.
yeah. Yeah, that's all. It's just entertainment. You're hyping the fight. Like when Bisping fought Kennedy, like he said a lot of things. He was like let's hype the fight. Like he
Oh
didn't
yeah,
have, he didn't like really dislike the guy. He was just
Oh, huh.
saying he just wanted to build up the fight. He wanted to, like people like controversy. People like
they love to
that's
hate somebody.
that's why reality shows do so good because people like drama. So like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you make drama, people like you're putting butts in the seats. That's what puts checks in our pocket.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to see that fight, the Vanderlei Chael fight that broke out. I was like, oh, it's finally coming up.
Yeah,
I'm no better than anyone else.
I want to see how it went down. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
It looked like a street fight. They put their hands up and then Chael took him down. I mean, that's a street fight. Most time is going to be the wild, crazy punches, or somebody's going to take somebody down. That was awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, if they fight, I see Chael taking that fight.
Yeah, I do too.
Good.
Takedown and he's gonna keep him down.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
real
but
quick,
hold
so,
on before
so you, yeah.
I just want to say on that Bristol Marun fight, nice
Uh-huh.
elbow, nice elbow. In fact, I
Appreciate
went back and watched it tonight, man, and I'm like, oh, that's John Jones must have showed him that. Did that come from you, or did Mr. Jones show you that?
No, I've been throwing elbows for years. Like once I started getting MMA, like my first MMA fight was stoppage because I cut the guy with an elbow. Like once I was able to throw elbows, I throw them. Like I got a Superman elbow knockout. I've
How
been
old are
throwing
you?
27.
Yeah, you probably learned it. You're probably I bet you were young enough to learn how to throw bows for Ludacris. That's probably you were probably like 14, 15.
Yeah, I mean that's just it just came natural. The throwing elbows came natural. I mean like once I realized I could cut somebody and end the fight.
Yeah, well, use them,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I would. The,
yeah.
the funny part is after you hit him with the elbow, he was grasping for air. He was reaching in the air for nothing.
That's
He was clenching. He was clenching nothing. That was so funny.
They got memes out of him. Like one of them, he was like the what's that statue in Brazil? The Christ of
Oh yeah, yeah, over the ocean looks like.
it was like him at the top. Like they cut the statue off and put him on it in that pose, like with his hands out. It was
so
fun.
so you
Oh
got
wait a
this
minute,
fight in
I have one
June.
more question. Let me ask one more question.
I'm trying to help him leave. He does. I mean, look, you can stay as long as you want, Clint. This is like the call that you can get on a bad date. I'm just directly giving you that call. But yeah, okay, go for it.
Hey, when you're getting ready to you're getting the Vaseline on your eyebrows and your cheeks and stuff, the ref always leans in and says something. Are you too keyed up to understand what he's saying? What does he say to you at that point? Because I always wondered, what are they saying to the guys?
It's the
I think because it's so loud and everybody's saying. Most of the time he asks me like if I have a cup, or
Right?
like he'll lean in and be don't move, or like put your arms up.
Yeah.
But I can't remember exactly. I think there's a couple things that he could say, but I don't
I,
even remember. I'd be so ready to get to the cage and get it and fight.
Yeah, I was listening to Brendan, what's his name?
Schwab.
Schwab. Yeah, he was on Adam Carolla's show, and he was talking about how keyed up he is. You get up at 8 a.m., you're fighting on the main card, you got all day to do nothing, and the worst part is when you get to the stadium, is you're sitting there and you got to warm up, and you don't warm up too much, and it's just the waiting is the worst part.
The UFC is hurry up and wait. This is what UFC is. Hurry up, like from tryouts to fight week to get into the fight. It's hurry up and wait.
Well, I don't know if you've heard of Mad Samurai, but he was trying to come in and be work with the UFC. He wanted to be the cup check guy.
that's not true. I just want to be your cup check guy, big boy.
Oh, okay.
So you got this fight with Braganato.
Antonio Braganetto, yeah.
Yeah. So
What's that
I'm
date
looking
again?
at him, and I don't remember his name, but I'm bad with names. I'm just looking at his fights. He's got some good stuff. I mean, what are you got 2 months? Are you gonna? What are you really worried about with him?
I mean, he's a high level black belt in jiu-jitsu. but that's his only dimension of being able to beat me, taking me down and submitting me. Like that's the only way he can win. So
I don't know. Your jiu-jitsu defense has looked pretty good from what I've seen. I love your striking. I love to see you knock a guy out, but
yeah,
I think you're defending good on the ground.
yeah. Like my jujitsu is good. That's why I'm like it's a bad. I feel like I'm a bad matchup. Like I'm a very very tough matchup for him because my submission defense is getting has gotten so good, and just my ring experience is getting good, and the game plan that we're putting together. So with all that and all the keys to me for victory, if I go out there and put my fight on, it's gonna be a long night for him. But
Do you watch a lot of fights from the guys you're going to fight? Do you try to watch them over and over and build a playbook from that?
oh yeah, like me and my coach will look at stuff, and then I just look at their tendencies, like what does he do over and over from fight to fight to fight. So
Yeah.
then I know tendencies, and then we're just working a lot of different things. Just working like worst case. We work worst case scenario things. Worst case, he gets me in the knee bar. Worst case, he gets me in the heel hook. Worst case, he takes my back. Worst case, he mounts me. So I'm just working on worst case stuff like that while still keeping my wrestling sharp and keeping my hands sharp. I mean, because standard wise, I don't feel like he can.
No, I
He
think you're going to dominate there.
Yeah, and then wrestling wise, like I don't like he has tricky takedowns. But if I because I've been putting in work wrestling for the last since I got off the show.
Yeah,
Just
because you know
wrestling.
what his playbook is. He's coming into this looking, going, "Hey, I got to box this guy until I can get him down." That's so
Yeah.
he's got the best boxing guy trying to work on that, and you're working on the opposite part. That's
Yeah, he's gonna come in, dive in my legs, he's gonna try to grab a hold of me. And he's the type of fighter who like might grab on me and pull guard.
right.
So like we're just working all the situations and just how like I just have to nullify his jujitsu. I'm playing to his game.
I think when you've got him when he's in your guard, you need to take your heels and hit him in the back in the kidneys.
Well,
That
like you gotta hit like that sciatic nerve, 'cause like the kidneys is a legal shot now, but like I mean you get a warning though.
well, take it to the warning.
Oh
Take it to the warning.
Take it till you get your warning, then you're good.
yeah, you get one warning.
Yeah, yeah. If
All
if
right,
I see
man.
you do that in the fight, I'm going to take credit for it. You know that I'm going to call Samurai up and say, "Look, I coached him on that.
Just tweet me and I'll retweet
I'll do it."
All right, man.
And if he goes out from that, that's going to be great.
it. Yeah.
Clint, you want to
Yeah.
jump off? Or you want to stick around?
Oh yeah, I gotta get ready to run, but yeah, I appreciate y'all having me and everything. It was a real good interview. Definitely,
It
I
was a
really.
real interesting interview because you're talking to an alcoholic and a pothead. Um, so hey
Join the
man,
crowd.
we appreciate you coming on. Good. Hello. What the fuck just happened? I might have just hung up on everybody, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
That
I
might
got you
be
back.
hello. That might be another side effect of marijuana. It's not driving; it's clicking the wrong buttons. Hey,
Okay,
Clint, you there?
Oh, sorry about that, man. That was Mad Samurai. That wasn't me.
That was me. I'm sorry. Hey, look, man. Good luck in your camp. Good luck in your fight. Love to have you on again. I'll bug you at some point. And if you
okay.
ever want to get on,
June
just shoot the
28th,
shit. Just let
UFC
me
Fight
know.
Nights.
Yeah,
June
kick some
20th,
ass.
UFC Fight Night 44.
Yeah, do
Swanson
it.
Pull it
versus
for
Stevenson. Yeah.
Mr. Hester. Mr. Hester's going to pull it out for me. Hey, by the way, I do get a little excited every time they say your name when you're in the ring, and I pretend they're calling out my name. So.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks,
you
buddy.
too.
All right.
All right. I think.
Was that an
Diver,
hour?
No. You're
Oh.
there still, right? All right, so we're
Yeah.
still fucking here. I don't know if anyone could hear me laughing. I hope not. But it was just, it was like, it's like watching. And this is gonna sound really wrong, but you gotta. Okay, you gotta keep in mind. I've known you since before you started watching MMA.
Right.
And you're more of a casual fan and have been really since the start. I think you're slowly getting into it more. But when I hear
Yeah.
you start talking about like fight strategies and different things, and I mean this in the sweetest way, it would be like my niece when she was 4 talking about why jujitsu is better than judo or something. It's just funny to me. And I just started laughing thinking about it, and I don't know if it came through or not. But
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty funny.
oh shit! You know what? I should have asked him if he keeps up with or really if Johnny keeps up with him. Like, does he get contacted or anything by really either of the coaches? Um, I just forgot. But yeah, that was kind of fun. That was just me thinking, oh, well, let's fuck around, and then he came on, and I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was pretty cool.
whoa. So what the fuck have you been doing all week? By the way, when I call you, you answer the fucking phone.
No, I hit the thing that says I'm at the cinema.
You
I hit
no,
the message.
you didn't even do me the kindness. I don't know when it was. You just fucking let it ring to voicemail. Couldn't even make it go to voicemail fast. Couldn't even take the time to do that. You piece of shit. I have no clue what I wanted. I don't
What
remember.
day was it? I was in training
I don't
class
remember.
Monday and Tuesday.
I don't remember. I
I
really
was
don't.
I was
I
I was
thought it was. Well, it might
I
have
was
been
going for my
Tuesday
black
because
belt.
I thought you were coming home. Yeah, you're going for your black belt and bullshit. That's
No,
what you're going for your
At
black
Macy's they
belt
were
in.
having a sale.
You can just get them on eBay now. So what the fuck? What was this training shit for?
Oh, commercial lighting.
Okay.
Exciting. Parking lot lights, school lights, office lights, controls, automated systems. It was
How
fun.
do they how do they make the glass go around the filament? Like, how, or I guess they don't. I guess they put the filament in the glass. That was a really bad question.
That is so yesterday. It is all LED now. LED is uh,
Oh, that's
seven
right.
7 to 10 times the power and probably 10 times the life of a standard uh, sodium high pressure sodium light like you normally see. You know how you see lights in the parking lot and they're orange? That's like
Yeah.
high pressure sodium. Well, if you see it on a car lot where they want to spend the extra money, they do LED where you can see actually true colors, and you can probably use half of the lights for a third of the energy and get actually more lights on the cars and whatever the parking lots.
I just realized if we're still doing this show around Christmas time, which I don't see why we wouldn't, I need to have like crazy LED lights hung up in here, like Christmas lights. That would look
Ooh,
really cool on my wall in certain states of mind. Um, that would be really cool. So, yeah, that was an exciting trip. I forgot you. I actually forgot until you said that you switched like topics
careers.
or careers, I guess.
Yeah,
I had forgotten you switched careers, and I was like, oh yeah, because I got really confused and I thought you were fucking with me for a second.
because you knew I knew everything there was to know about plumbing. Why is he taking training in plumbing? He knows everything about plumbing.
well,
Oh,
I
he's in a different field.
well now I'm starting to wonder if you're like building some kind of mass destructive weapon out of water and lighting. Um, how would you do
I
that?
want.
You'd have to put like some weird chemical reaction going there. Um,
Well, lighting, I guess, would actually work with switching and automated controls. So we could do like a water bomb. You know, you can't compress water.
FBI, this is Diver talking that said that, not Samurai. Um,
That's,
I'm just
by the way,
a
it's
lowly
NSA.
yeah NSA. Well, I figure you might have gone right onto the FBI as soon as we said weapon of mass destruction. We probably got put on a list,
Yeah, by the way,
which is
I got to go. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
so
How
let
is
me see
Snowden,
here.
by the way?
How is who? You
Snowden,
know,
your buddy.
Snowden. Let me ask you this: oh, Snowden? I thought you were talking about Snowden in
Fighting?
Russia. No, the
Yeah,
Alexander
Snowden.
Snowden.
No, I'm talking about Snowden that was caught in the NSA scandal.
Yeah, that's who. Okay, I don't know why I thought you just said something else. So
Maybe
we're
because you
talking
have
about the same.
a
We're
lighter
talking
next
about
to
the
you.
same Snowden. So, do you follow Donald Trump?
I do not. I follow his son.
So he's been. I just started following him like maybe a week ago, and I think Donald Trump has some good ideas. Um, I think as president, I wouldn't agree with everything he did, but I think he would definitely get our budget on track.
Oh,
And
definitely.
so I followed him, and you know, people are doing the president thing, and I guess they're trying to get him to buy some football thing. And I think about him as president because he's a likely candidate at some point. You know, he'll maybe he's already done it, and I'm picking up on it, but I don't think he has. At some point, he will run. Um, so it's interesting there, but he thinks Snowden is like a traitor and a spy and needs to be held accountable over here, and I'm just like that kind of thought process kind of scares me thinking about him as president. He's not
Yeah.
a terrorist. He's a guy who let the people know what the government was doing.
Well, at first of all, I thought he wasn't like a terrorist, but now I'm thinking he's revealing stuff that we didn't know and we probably should know because we got this transparent government, supposedly, that we don't have. So I'm kind of torn on that one.
Yeah, so that one he's made a couple mentions of it in the past week or so, but I was just like, ooh, Donald, I don't know, that's a big one. Um, so what happened last week? UFC on Fox 11. Oh, Verdum and Velasquez. That's right. Let me go to that one real quick.
Oh,
Did you
oh,
watch? What did you watch from those?
I watched. Let's see, I watched the. God, let me tell you. That wasn't the same night Kennedy fought? That was
No,
no.
this was last
I watched.
Saturday.
Yeah, I watched all those fights, man. I watched.
Oh wait, you know
Was
what
it
you
Pate?
did? That's right. Why the fuck didn't you get on Grand Theft Auto? We were having fun as shit. We got tanks out and we're driving around the tanks. You should have
Yeah.
gotten on. Yeah, you should have gotten on.
I cannot get into GTA now. I haven't
Oh,
been on my PlayStation in so long. Oh my
no,
gosh.
well that's the thing. I only play like I won't play tonight. I'll play tomorrow night. And I may or may not play Sunday. I hardly ever play, but that makes it a little bit more fun because it's not as like boring. Like it's just fucking around and fun.
Well, I will
But
say Verdum. Verdum is the fighter that I never thought he was. I had no clue he was as good as he was. I don't know if he got that much better, or Brown was that bad, but that was an awesome fight. He picked Brown apart.
no, here's the thing. I think Brown might have had a slightly off night, but Verdum, in my opinion, because he got cut from the UFC, it had to be 5 years ago or so. In those 5 years, he's become one of the most improved fighters there is. Um, Even though he is not a champion, he's, in my opinion, up there with the improvement of Ronda Rousey and John Jones.
Yeah,
And
keep
I
talking for a
throw
minute. I'll
them
be
in
right
there.
back.
Yeah, I throw them in there because they haven't been fighting very long. But if you look at where they started and where they are now, you can't take them out of the most improved in 5 years. So Verdum has really surprised me. And him when he fights Kane, I was thinking not too long ago that there isn't a heavyweight that comes close to Kane. And then I think to myself, every time I count Verdum out, he comes along and has this kick-ass performance. So I don't know where I'm going to go with that one yet. And I guess I have time to kind of think about it and watch stuff and hear the hype and all the bullshit that plays in your mind. Um, but I'm holding off on that one. I don't know. Let me see if there's any other thing on here that Diver won't want to talk about. Oh yeah, damn, there were a few things I wanted to talk about. I forgot about that shit. Oh, we're doing that. I don't want to do that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're actually listening. This is exactly what happens when your host and or co-host are currently inebriated. Gina Carano, I'll talk about her real quick, and he'll get pissed off because I talked about her when he wasn't here. But Gina Carano, there he is. We'll wait
You
on
still
that. Then.
talking?
I was.
Oh, good job.
You need to get diapers. They did that on a Stern show once. Everyone
Yeah, it
wore
depends.
diapers.
I have them, but it was full.
So Verdun Velasquez. Who else fought that night? Where the fuck is that one? Here it is. It is.
Wait a minute, hold on. Verdun fought Velasquez? I missed that.
Or no, that's the next fight. I'm sorry, I was saying that.
Well, hold on. Let's back up for a
Verdun's
second.
fighting.
Did you? Who do you think is going to win that one? You gotta go.
I just did a minute and a half on that. I can't repeat
Oh,
that.
well, give me a quick.
Not in a description, but the quickie is I don't have an opinion right now. Too close. So I can't say anything yet.
Did you listen to Brendan Schaub tonight on the Adam Carolla show?
No, I literally did. I sent that message to Clint, and then what was that, like 7 o'clock? I told you, or 6 o'clock or something. And
Yeah.
I probably could have been online, like looking up information, and I decided to watch the Ali G show instead.
Oh, that was great.
It was great. I fucking love that show.
Brendan Schaub is a man.
Oh yeah, Brendan Schaub. Yeah, Brendan Schaub is fighting Andrei Arlovsky. Andrei Arlovsky's back in the UFC now, and which I think is great. Andrei Arlovsky has a suspect chin. He'll deny that he does, but he does. Technically, he is one of my favorite fighters to watch. His boxing, his striking is just very tight. I don't think he gets enough credit for it. He's very tight with his hands and feet, and we all know he's good on the ground. So I'm really glad that he's made it back into the UFC. So that's really cool, and he will be fighting Brendan Schaub sometime in June. I don't think it's on the same fight. No, it's not on the same fight card as Clint because it's on a pay-per-view. I think it's the Demetrius Johnson pay-per-view, maybe. I don't remember, but they're fighting, and I was a little surprised at that because Brendan Schaub had been talking shit with Mark Hunt online a couple weeks ago, and they were challenging each other for their whole paychecks. The winner gets the loser's pay too. And
yeah, Schaub said that it was scary when he said winner takes all. He's like, yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah, that I might have to listen to that then, especially if he talks about that instance, because that's the next fight I was expecting for both of them. So now I don't know what they're going to do with Mark Hunt. But yeah, I mean, Brendan Schaub is he's fine. I mean, we'll get into him, I guess, when we get closer to that fight. But I didn't. His performance at Metamoris turned me off to him a little bit.
I don't remember that.
That's probably because you didn't watch it. You still haven't watched the Eddie Bravo Rener Gracie fight, have you?
I have not.
No. Well, he was on the second one, Metamoris 2, and he wouldn't engage. And I understand he's a UFC fighter and he doesn't want to lose on a big level thing, but at the same time, you're in a jiu-jitsu tournament. It's more important for people to see what you do on your attempts and how smoothly you go and where you got stopped and why than it is to just sit there and not lose. So I didn't like that.
Well, who was fighting?
Made up for that though, but I didn't like that.
Who was fighting Saturday? The jiu-jitsu guy that every time that he got on the ground, he was on the guy's back in a split second. He was so good at just taking no time to get into position.
I don't know. Let's get to Saturday in a second. Let me do two fights. Miesha Tate and Liz Carmouche. Who did you think won?
Man, I tell you what, I think I would still give it to Miesha.
I thought
not because of her looks. I think Miesha won.
I think Carmouche got robbed.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Miesha Tate won the third round. She lost the first round, and I get that. I guess it was closer than I thought it was, because I saw it being kind of close, but not really. And I guess everyone else saw it on the other side of that.
Well, I
But
wouldn't have
I
been
thought
shocked if they would
Carmouche
have
won.
said Carmouche. If they would have said Carmouche, I'd have been like, well, okay, I can see it. But personally, I thought Tate won.
Yeah, that's what happens when you leave it to the judges. But yeah, that
Agree.
that one. And then Cerrone, only reason I'm bringing him back up, aside from the fact that he kind of, it wasn't his best performance. But damn, is he fun to watch anyway. He does not
Yeah,
fuck
he is.
around. And
He wa-
he
and
he actually offered to fight tomorrow. So he just
what did you
fought
see?
last Saturday. Did you hear
Yeah,
about that? And then
I did.
Joe Ellenberger's fight got canceled. The dude got hurt, and he may have been already flying out there, but still, he goes to Baltimore where the fights are tomorrow and says, "I've already started cutting weight." Like that's just
Yeah.
fucking. That's a
What did Dana
cowboy.
say? Dana's like, I love this kid.
Yeah, well, he's done shit like that before. And I remember, I think he was the one who he does like crazy shit. Like I think he rock climbs and all that shit. And I think he was doing some rock climbing without any kind of rope or anything. And he almost fell. And I guess he told Dana about it, and Dana like tweeted it that he almost had a heart attack from it. Because that's not a fighter you want anything bad happening to from a business standpoint. People love Cowboy
Did,
Cerrone.
did you see Chael's? I'm not sure if it was on a tweet or on Fox, but he said that Cowboy had probably already spent his whole purse on dirt bikes and go karts and
Gas for his boat.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some truth to that because that's one of the things he's said is like I gotta fight, I gotta get gas from my boat.
Well, you know what he said
Uh,
though? He said everything I got's paid for.
well, yeah, he's not an idiot. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't sit there and overextend himself and have a whole bunch of debt. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this, I can afford it now, and that's
Yeah.
smart when you're in the fight game because it can end really fast. Um, So, but
And
yeah,
and
I just thought that was pretty badass that he offered to do that.
oh yeah, yeah. And you know what? It's probably not that hard to cut that much weight from what a week ago. Well, not even a week ago. 6 days ago.
No, I bet it's hard. Because keep in mind, if he's fighting, and he fought at 145, I think now, isn't he? Let me go back real quick. I don't think that was 155. I think he's down a bit. So he probably would have had to lose 20 pounds and hadn't been dieting or anything. He's been chilling, drinking his Budweiser all week. And that's
Oh,
actually
that was
probably very true. That's probably all he's done all week is drink his Budweiser. I know
yeah
he's out
because
on his
hey,
boat.
Kevin Harvick, NASCAR sponsors him and is his what does he call that? His management team.
Yeah,
He's under, so I'm sure he's getting some money from Budweiser for that. But that was a great move for everybody.
yeah. So I thought that was pretty badass. So there's a couple little things we'll go over later because I do think I had some questions for you, and I haven't fucking talked to you all week, and I wanted to remember to ask you now.
I missed you.
You're such a dick.
Just
Danny
saying.
Castillo. Danny Castillo and Charlie Brenneman, the Spaniard, who is back in the UFC. This is his second fight back. I think the first one was not very good, and it was relatively quick, but they're giving him a second shot because it was such short notice on the first one. I hope he wins because I like Charlie Brenneman. I think he's another one who's generally fun to watch. He usually isn't boring and just, do nothing. He's pretty active, and I hope he does well in his second run.
Wait. Are we picking fights?
Yeah, do you
What
not
are you
want to
talking?
pick fights yet? I thought you wanted to talk about the fights next. I thought you said
I
something about
will.
let's look at tomorrow's fights.
Oh no, I didn't, but I will.
Oh, well, I don't care. Uh, by the way, I'm probably one higher than I. That's funny that I just said higher.
One
One higher
higherist.
than I should be. Like one more. I wasn't trying to say.
One step. I hope Clint's listening to this.
This is when it all fucking falls apart. By the way, we need to get you to go green on a show. That's gonna have to happen at some point.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just go over to your house and let's do it together.
That sounds hot.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and also do a
Are we
podcast.
gonna are we gonna do it together on the air?
We're gonna spoon.
Oh, that's so hot.
You know they say
Let's see here.
spooning leads to forking, right?
What's this Georgia? What's this Georgia guns anywhere everywhere, Bill? What is that?
Pretty much, unless you have your constitutional right that you should have always that you want to carry a gun, you can carry a gun. House, school, bank, street, Walmart.
I think there should be levels of guns. And the levels of guns are based on people's intelligence. So like the really really smart people can get like the sniper rifles, and the really 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 smart people are able to get like the bazookas. And the
See, I
dumber
wanted
you
to have an
get,
intelligent conversation about this with you, and you went into this. Who's
the
going to be the
dumber
deciding guy?
there's just it's like an SAT score. Oh, holy shit. John Jones versus Prime Chuck Liddell. Who wins? Did you hear about this shit?
I did.
Chuck Liddell was saying in his prime he could beat John Jones, and John Jones thinks he's crazy, and it's like, really? But who would win?
Okay, are we talking about a fight, let's say, 2 weeks from now? Or are you talking about the prime versus the prime?
No, Prime Chuck Liddell versus John Jones.
Man, I probably would still go with John Jones.
Oh, I would go with John Jones.
Yeah.
There's no. I've always thought, and some people are going to say I'm full of shit, or some people are going to say, I'm totally wrong. But I have always thought Chuck Liddell was.
A brawler.
I don't know if overhyped is maybe overhyped is the right word.
Yeah.
Overhyped. He's always been sloppy. It just took some time for people to figure out he always drops that hand when he throws his overhand right. And finally people started finding out that he fights sloppy, and
Well, you know who I'm going to compare him to?
Who?
Roy Nelson. They're
That
both
would be a more
knockout guys.
fun fight.
Well, no, I'm not saying them fighting each other, but yes, I would pay to see that. But
Yeah, that would be a lot
I think
more fun to watch.
Roy Nelson's going to be the same kind of deal. They're going to say, "Oh, Roy Nelson was so great; he knocked out so many people, like Liddell did." But if he don't knock you out, Nelson's not going to win it probably.
He could. That's the sad thing, is he could. He's that good on the
Yes.
ground. He just doesn't do anything. It's like it's too hard for him. Well, I know it's too hard for him. He said he stopped doing jiu-jitsu and started knocking people out when he found out how easy it was to knock people out.
Well, and you don't forget all that, but still, you got to train it like
Well, you gotta stay
you
smooth.
and I do.
You gotta
Yeah.
train it like you do, and you train like 4 or 5 times a day. It's crazy.
Yeah. This is Tahoe, right? You're talking to me.
Yeah.
I thought you were
You're
going to
like,
say 4 or 5 times a year, but like I hadn't trained this year. But
no, I was kidding. I wasn't being
I,
serious.
by the way, I was going to tell Clint Hester, I rolled a couple times, and how people always say I roll a couple times, and they go, really? Yeah, literally a couple of times.
Now that I wouldn't have been if you started talking about technicalities with Mark. If he started picking your brain, I would have laughed my ass off at that. That
You
would
would
have
have
been
just
the funniest fucking things I've ever heard at that time.
Yeah, the butterfly guard. You're trying to shrimp out. You got your right foot up on his left hip. You're trying to get out of that move, and you really want to work his arm into your towards your chest so you can pull his head down and pull a triangle. That's a basic move. Everybody should know that, right?
What?
I just culminated everything I know about jiu-jitsu in one sentence.
Holy shit! I just got a huge head rush. Wow.
I had a good trainer.
Let's see here. Bellator. Did you hear about the Bellator shit?
No.
I don't like them. I don't talk about them because I don't really. My problem with Bellator is the way they treated Eddie Alvarez, and they fucked him out of a couple $1 million. I'm pretty sure. I think his contract with the UFC was the immediate title shot and a $2 for every pay-per-view buy if it was over $1 million. And it was the Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva rematch card is the one they wanted to put it on. That would have been over $1 million. And they fucked him over completely with this. Oh, they didn't really match his contract because we're going to do the same thing with our pay-per-view. No one's going to order their pay-per-view. Their pay-per-view is terrible. Did you hear about that shit?
No.
Their Bellator pay-per-view. Okay, first of all, Eddie Alvarez is fighting Michael Chandler again. Okay, now that'll be a good fight. That'll be good. There's no doubt in my mind that that'll be a fun fight. Is it worth $45? No, but it'll be a fun fight. It will also have Rampage Jackson fighting King Mo.
What? Who? Huh? What?
Muhammad Lawal. He's an old fighter from Strike Force. By the way, it's Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler. I just looked it up, so I'm feeling good. But anyway, Muhammad Lawal was a fighter from Strike Force. He's a big wrestler. I don't particularly enjoy him a whole lot. He got his ass knocked out pretty hard in Bellator a year ago and kind of screwed up their plans because this is the fight they've wanted to do from the beginning. But it's just never worked out. So then the last one, not the last one, there's a lot of fights, but I don't fucking care about any of them. But you'll be happy to know that Alexander Shlemenko will be fighting Tito Ortiz.
Who?
Because that is a fight everybody wants to see.
Yeah, my grandpa fought him back in '48.
Do you think Tito Ortiz is actually going to make it to the fight?
I give it a 50-50 chance he'll actually make it to the fight. Him winning?
He's only got, when is it? It's only a couple weeks away. It's not far away. When is that? May 17th? Yeah. He's got like 3 weeks to go. I don't know that he's going to make it. I don't know that he's going to get cleared by a doctor. He's always breaking his neck and breaking his back and all this other bullshit. He'll just break something else so he doesn't have to fight.
Anything with the name Ortiz in it, I automatically despise. I had this Taekwondo teacher before. He wanted to make you do Ortizes and jump up and down for like 7 minutes straight. It was horrible. My daughter even hates that name. She doesn't know UFC, but she hates the name.
It's pronounced Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. Sorry.
Dirty motherfucker. That's for, UFC 172, Dana. Oh, so I thought this was interesting. This was something I heard earlier this week. I actually listened to like scrums and shit, which I haven't done in a while. He said they were talking about Vitor and saying when Vitor comes back, is he going to get the winner of Machida and Weidman? And Dana has said Vitor's #1 contender still. Now it's Vitor has a lot of shit to work out, and we'll see what happens. So I don't know. Maybe he's still on the TRT. Maybe I'm not sure. But you know that's Vitor. I hope he gets one more shot and then just retire.
I thought we were picking fights.
I'm getting there, motherfucker. You wanted to wait before. Why can't you make up your mind?
Because I've got it up on my screen now.
Why can't you make up your mind?
72 hours I've worked on this spreadsheet to who's going to win.
Gina
Actually,
Carano.
more like 52.
What's going to happen with Gina Carano? I'm asking your opinion.
Well, she's not fighting on 172.
No, but we're going to come back. I got 2 more things I want to cover, and then we'll get to 172. What's your opinion on Gina Carano?
She's a good movie star.
What about her coming back?
I don't think she can. I don't think she will.
Really?
Well, I mean, she may attempt to, but I don't think she'll be what she was.
They're still talking to her. She still has 1 fight on her contract. And she's still under contract, Dana White said, till June. And they have been talking to her. Everyone expected her to fight Ronda Rousey, and that fight didn't happen. But I think she will come back. I think she's smart enough to not come back and want to fight Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's a good
Because
bet.
she's not a dumb fighter. And then one other thing I want to talk about, then we'll get to picks. Just because I just saw it, we talked about Fight Pass with Clint earlier.
Yeah.
WWE Network, which costs $10, okay? They have 667,000 subscribers.
If you gave me $10, I wouldn't even watch it. How about that?
But
Does that settle that?
Just listen. That's
All right.
what is that? 6.67 million or something like that a month? How much is that a month? 60? Is it 66 million a month?
A month?
That's not right. Whatever it is, it's a shitload of money. I think it's 6 million. Yeah, it's 6 million. 6 million a month. That's a pretty fair amount of money for a company like that. Their pay-per-view buy was 400 pay-per-view buys, and it was $70 each. So,
Ooh.
I mean, they're making money transitioning their pay-per-views over to their website, is what I'm getting at, their app. And I really just wish UFC would do that. I wish they would give us more. Like, come on, give us more.
At least the weigh-ins, right?
That pisses. That actually is annoying. Like, you think the weigh-ins are live, and then you can go watch it when you get home, and you can't. That kind of sucks. All right,
Yeah, but
into
especially when it happens when everybody's at work.
What do you mean?
I mean, most people can't watch it during the day, so they want to go home and watch it on Fight Pass, and they can't.
Yeah, I didn't get home till, I don't know, it was after the weigh-ins, and it took me forever trying to find it. I had to Google search for the stupid weigh-ins, and I don't think you should have to do that. All right, 172. So getting back to this, I picked Brenneman. I don't know how we got off track with this. I really don't remember a lot about where this past 30 minutes is, but I'll remember it when I hear it again, because I might actually listen to this again. All right, anyway.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to say Castillo.
Danny Castillo?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I'm looking at the stat sheet. Strikes landed, significant strikes, 2.5 to 1.4.
Just depends on your clarification of significant. That's
UFC's clarification.
I'm going with Brenneman, the Spaniard. All right, hottie fight, because I like Jessamyn Duke. Jessamyn Duke and Bete Correa.
Well, looking at number 12 versus number 14, you got to think, well, maybe Corella, but I'm like you. I want Jessamyn to win.
No, I think Jessamyn's got this. And I hope she has this. I'm a big Jessamyn Duke fan. I think the first time I saw her was on Invicta 2 or something like that, and she took her mouth guard out to tell the ref that the other girl was cheating, and the other girl punched her in the face, and she got pissed off and threw her in an armbar real fast. It was pretty funny. I've been a fan, and she's cute, but that's the type of thing. Like, I've been a fan ever since then. So I definitely got Jessamyn Duke on that one, no problem.
Yeah, I'm going with you on that.
4 horsewomen all the way. Takanori Gomi and Isaac Valley Flag. Now this should be a very fun fight.
Well, are you going against the experience or the record on this?
Oh, that's
Gomez,
the thing is,
he's like 43 fights he's had?
Yeah, he's like 800 in fight years. Takanori
Exactly.
Gomi is phenomenal, but he has not been on point, if I remember correctly. And Isaac Valley Flag is just coming back from his injury, but I like Isaac Valley Flag, and I'm going with him, and I think that this is very possibly your fight of the night.
Really?
Yeah, there's 2 other possibilities for fight of the night, in my opinion. We'll get to those coming up.
Well, I see one already.
I wonder which one you're going to say is. You tell me when we get there, because I'm not sure where you're going with that yet.
All right.
But yeah, Isaac Valley Flag. What about you?
I'm going with Flag also, because I think you're going with Flag.
I'm going with Flag because I like Ike. Joseph Benavidez and Tim Elliott. This is the other my potential candidate. There's one more. There's three that I could see happening. This is the other one. This could be a fun
Benavidez.
fight.
I
Yeah,
do like
and
the Amish beard, but I'm going with Benavidez.
Elliott doesn't have the beard right now.
Oh no.
This could be another fun one, and I want Tim Elliott to win because I like Tim Elliott, but I think Benavidez is going to win.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I'm going to say Benavidez, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Now, pay-per-view card. Max Holloway and Andre Touchy Fili, which is his nickname, by the way, is Touchy. I like that. Yeah, I hear you. I'm ignoring you. I'm not going to stoop to your levels. I am above you.
Only when I'm laying down and you're in my guard.
Well, now I'm just all worked up. So who you got? Holloway and Fili.
I got to go with Andre.
I got Holloway.
You lose.
Holloway. Oh, no, I don't. Yeah, we do need to keep track of this shit. I need to be prepared and have a piece of paper and a pen so I can write it down. That Holloway and Fili is my third possibility for fight of the night. Now, Jim Miller and Yancy Medeiros.
Oh man, I'm going with the new up and comer Yancy.
Really, over Jim Miller?
Yeah, and that's on the lark. I'm taking that.
What do you mean that's on a lark?
Because I don't think he's that proven. He's that experienced. You got the guy Jim Miller. He's 23 and 4.
Yeah, he's like 900 in fight years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
like
he's had a lot of rough fights.
I think it's time for the new guys to come in and take reign.
Wow, you're just like out with the old, in with the new.
Yep.
That's very Lord of the Flies of you.
Wait a minute, hold on. Where's Jim Miller from, though?
I don't know. He's more of a good old boy. That's the other reason I was surprised he didn't pick Jim Miller.
Didn't think that one through, did I?
No. You can change it. I'll allow it.
I'm still going to stick with Yancy.
I got Miller. I got Miller, no problem with this one. Luke Rockhold and Tim Boetsch.
That's my fight of the night.
See, and I can't make myself care about this fight. I want to. It doesn't do it for me. I'm just,
Tim's going to come in and upset Luke, and he's going to look good after. He's at a good camp. I've got some inside word that his camp has been stellar, like you wouldn't believe.
Isn't Tim Boetsch a lot more experienced than Luke Rockhold?
Not a lot. According to the record, 17-6 for Tim and 11-2 for Luke.
Well, that's
it's
lot.
not a.
17-6 is 23. 12-2 is carry the
13.
1, 4, and
naught from naught equals naught.
That's a 9-fight difference. That's like 3 years probably, maybe 2.
Yeah, but after you're 6 fights in,
I
don't know if it matters that much.
He lost to Vitor. I thought that was his first loss, but he lost in his second fight. So, Luke Rockhold's a good fighter, okay? And Tim Boetsch is a good fighter. I just can't make myself care about it. I'm going to go Boetsch only because I'm getting tired of Luke Rockhold and his little Captain America persona he's doing. I'm not really sure he's doing that. I think I just heard someone say that once.
Who you pulling for?
I'm going Tim Boetsch.
Me too. Fight of the night.
I'm tired of Luke Rockhold. Down with Luke Rockhold. Phil Davis and Anthony Johnson. This is an interesting fight. Talk for a second.
Hold up.
This is an interesting fight.
Phil Davis, you know what? I did not even look at this fight, but I like him. I really like him. But he may come out and just wear them out. he may be the guy here. I think it's going to be a quick fight, though.
So Phil Davis his wrestling's great, okay,
Yeah.
and it's great. He's always interesting to look at, aside from the fact his shoulders just look strange. Because I've never seen, it's like his shoulders are made out of a wire hanger.
Well, he has no
Um,
neck. He has no neck.
it's really weird. Like, it's just weird. I like Phil Davis though, and I'm picking him to win. But Anthony Johnson, man, he's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm glad
he's
he
got.
made his weight too, because I do want to see him fight a few times in the UFC. So because I don't know if you heard, Dana said he was going to cut him if he missed weight, and he would never fight in the UFC again. So I'm
Well,
glad he made weight.
you see his experience. I mean, he's got 20 fights versus 13 for Phil.
Yeah, Phil Davis has less fights, but I think if Phil Davis gets him on the ground, I don't think Anthony Johnson is going to be able to get up. I think Phil
No, I
Davis is
agree.
going to control him. This fight could be really fun, and I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be a little bit boring. I think it's going to be Phil Davis on top, and I hope he works his ground and pound or works for improvements, but he's also got to know he's right on the cusp of a title fight. And he's really trying to make that point clear, since Dana White said he doesn't think he asks for it. So now Phil Davis won't stop talking shit about John Jones. Like, they did a conference call and he just started ragging on John Jones, and in the media shit he was ragging on John Jones. He's letting Dana know he wants that title fight, I guess. So I hope he's not boring and he's more active like he can be.
Well, I
And
think he wants that fight, but he doesn't really want that fight. I don't see him
why?
standing up against John Jones.
I think Phil Davis poses a problem for John Jones, and I still think the only one who will beat John Jones in 205 is Alexander Gustafsson. But Alexander Gustafsson is just a more technical striker, and he combines that with kind of brawling. Phil Davis doesn't have that striking, but he would have a problem with him because of his reach. John Jones doesn't seem to do well, and I'm basing this off of the Gustafsson fight. I think that's what really fucked him up with Gustafsson is Gustafsson's tall. He's not used to fighting guys who are as tall as him. He's always the tall guy. So I think Phil Davis poses a problem, but it doesn't matter because John Jones is going to lose to
What?
Gustafsson later this year.
Whoa, ho, ho. What? What?
What? What?
John Jones is going to lose in 2014.
Yeah, he already lost last year. I don't give a fuck what the judges said. But he will lose to Gustafsson later this year. Let's go to the next fight and then let's talk about that. Grover Teixeira versus John
Glover.
Jones. Grover.
I will kill you, Glover.
He was on the Sesame Favela Street. He was on Favela
Ooh,
Street.
Call of Duty.
He's Grover. Who you got on that fight? Obviously,
Jones.
I guess he got Jones, since you said I don't seem surprised when I thought Jones was going to lose in 2014.
Well, I'm going to say I think Jones is going to win this. I think I'll say Jones is going to be undefeated at the end of the year.
Unless he gets injured or doesn't fight at the end of the year, which I don't think there's a chance he won't fight. I mean, Dana will get him in at least, if nothing else, they'll get him in for the December 30th, 31st card. But he will fight Gustafsson and lose, just as he lost to Gustafsson before, except this time it will be official. He cannot beat Gustafsson. To me, it's like B.J. Penn and Frankie Edgar. I think B.J. Penn is a better fighter than Frankie Edgar. But guess what? Frankie Edgar has B.J. Penn's card, and he's going to play it again, I think, July 5th or 6th or something like that. It's not a good idea. It won't go well. So John Jones will beat Grover, and Grover will go back to Favela Street. And it'll be a stoppage.
I'm going to say it's Glover, just for the record.
Grover. And it'll be a stoppage. It won't go the distance. John Jones will stop him. He
Yeah,
might
I agree. Yeah,
he
it will
might
not be a
wait it
decision.
out. The first round, he'll kind of be feeling him out a little bit. And then towards the end of the first round and into the second round, he's going to turn it on. His little brain is going to. I'm wondering, and I want to get into this in another show, but I've actually wondered if John Jones has a little bit of the spectrum in him, autistic Asperger's in him, because I see certain things in there. But his brain will boom, click, and figure out how to pick this guy apart. And as soon as that brain clicks and he figures out how to pick him apart, it's done. So it'll be over within the third round. Maybe the second, but in that
I'm
time
calling
frame.
it second.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And then after that, John Jones, because Gustafson just beat. Who the fuck did he beat? He just beat James Tahuna, I think, and fucked him up really bad. And Gustafson gets a title shot, unless John Jones can weasel his way out of it because he ducks everybody. So that's what I see happening. And if that happens, John Jones will fight Gustafson, and Daniel Cormier will fight. I'm going to say Phil Davis will win tomorrow. Daniel Cormier will fight Phil Davis.
And beat Phil Davis.
Probably, because I don't know that he's going to be as strong as I don't know that Phil Davis will be as strong as Cormier.
Is it good for UFC or bad for UFC if John Jones wins or loses?
I think it's good for the UFC right now.
I do too.
I mean,
If he
John
loses.
Jones is no, if he wins.
If he loses.
I don't think no, I disagree. I think if he wins, it's good for the UFC. Why do you think if he loses?
Because he's been touted as the pound-for-pound best champion, best fighter, best, and all of a sudden he loses, and that goes to show you how you got up-and-comers who can beat him. So now you want to watch the next fight because, hey, just because he's champion doesn't mean he can't be beat.
John Jones isn't old enough for that yet. He's too
Who's
young.
the best pound-for-pound champion in the UFC?
Right now, currently?
Who does Dana say?
Or ever?
No, Dana says. I think Dana says ever.
Well, actually, right now, Heenan Barrow is.
What does Dana say?
Heenan Barrow. He just said that the other day.
I didn't see that. Everything I've seen has been him saying John Jones up and down, left and right.
And I'm going to clarify something. No, he just said at one of the scrums, it might have been his post-UFC 11 scrum, because I actually caught up on some of those videos, which I haven't watched videos like that in a long time. That was kind of cool. He said Heenan Barrow was the number one, pound for pound champion right now. Here's the thing.
I have not seen it.
He's got a fight coming up, and he has to hype up Heenan Barrow because Heenan Barrow he might be, he's top three. Heenan Barrow is up there, and no one really knows him. He's a Brazilian guy who looks like SpongeBob, so people aren't really like all excited about him. And I think it's he needs to start saying things like that to get people interested in that fight, because no one cares right now. So there's you got to throw that in there. But John Jones is top three too. I think I would put him at number one. Heenan Barrow would be a really close second.
So you agree with Dana?
It's close. It's closer than people give credit for. The thing I like about John Jones though is he's quick on his feet. He comes up with shit really fast.
Well, you read the article you sent me today or yesterday, I forgot when it was, about when he was doing training and he does a backflip out of in somebody's guard.
Oh well, yeah, and that's the kind of shit that you know who it's like, and I don't know if you rolled with it or not. It's like Joe. Joe was very quick to just, and that's one of the reasons we always wind up in weird positions with him, is because he's so fast to think things through. And it's just like, wow, that was crazy. So things like that I could see Joe doing. Totally. You worked with Joe a little bit, right?
Yes, he's very fast. He actually submitted. Who's the big boy that was in class with us?
Well, there could be Vince.
Not Will. Vince.
Yeah, you have. haven't worked with Will. Will might be done
Yeah.
for a while. Um,
Yeah, he
yeah,
submitted Vince. I was impressed with that because Vince had him by, 100 pounds?
yeah, but that's the thing. No one really gets his technique trumps size and strength. That's why I think it's so good for chicks to learn that. But yeah, it's he's so quick on his feet, but it's close because Heenan Barrow is really creative too, and he's vicious. So I'm very glad that what's the old guy's name? Dominic Cruz. I'm really glad Dominic Cruz isn't fighting Heenan Barrow.
How do you spell his name?
Who?
Hen? Heenan Barrow. I want to look him up.
No, Brazilian. Renanbarao, I believe.
Barrow. Uh, Google's not working at my house.
Are you serious? Are they fucking out again?
I
Did you
don't know.
have that? Did you experience that earlier this week? You favored it, no
No.
shit.
I had a blip this week, but I wasn't sure what it was, and I was like, well, did Google go out?
Yeah, for like 20, 30 minutes. Like every time I searched anything on Google, it would just spin.
Oh,
It wouldn't
I tweeted,
connect.
I favorited it because it was funny because, like, who are you going to Google to check if Google's out?
Oh no, that was a true story. I was really like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Well, I guess I go to the Yahoo. I haven't been to Yahoo in years.
Being who?
No, fuck Bing. I hate Bing. Bing is such a piece of shit browser.
Yep.
I
And
hate Bing.
search engine. Ugh.
Hate Bing. Hold on a second. We actually have a listener who hasn't killed himself yet. Holy shit. Davy Boy, who I had to move in close to read that because I'm old and I'm fucked up. Glover has that. Oh, he tweeted it to everybody. Glover has that one-shot power if he can get lucky to get in John Bones Jones's pocket. Well, he does. There's everyone always has a chance. This came up earlier. MMA podcast had asked how much of a chance does Alexis Davis have against Ronda Rousey? Did you see that?
I did not. But
Oh,
I'd say zero.
I said there's always a chance. I'd say 10, maybe 15%, just from the practicality. Alexis Davis is a hell of a fighter, so there's always a danger there. That means there's always a shot. So I said 10 to 15, but with Grover, and I see you misspelled his name, by the way. It's Grover. David
Not
Spears.
according to UFC. No.
UFC is wrong too. I will tweet them later this evening and let them know as well.
Yeah, our listeners are the best. The one listener we have now is the best.
Well, it's only one now because you heard the news, right?
Oh, by the guy who killed himself?
MMA enthusiast killed himself. He went and
Oh,
started his car in the
no.
garage, and he was sitting there in his car, and he had our
Playing
show
Candy Crush?
playing, and he was playing Candy Crush, and the garage door was closed, and he was gonna kill himself that way, and then he said, "No, you
Yeah,
know
but
what? I want something to eat first." So he went into the kitchen, and went and got a piece of chicken. When he was cutting the chicken, he cut his head off. And his head rolled onto the floor, and then he died. All while he was listening to our show.
I
We
heard
really
it was a
need to
drum.
write down some we need to write down some. We need to do death rehearsals.
I heard it was a drumstick in the ear. He's got this ear thing going on. Pencils
That's
in the ear.
cauliflower ear. That's because he trains UFC.
Oh, that's right. He is a UFC dude. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's the UFC.
He may not practice a lot of UFC, but he watches a lot of it. Like somebody else we know.
He's in the shithead weight division. You're the number one contender. But yeah,
Put a seatbelt on
Grover
it.
always has a shot. He does have that knockout power. He can fuck you up with his punches. But I think and I like Ryan Bader. Okay, I am a Bader fan. But when Bader did a number on him because Grover was lucky to get out of that fight. There were a lot of holes that were exposed in that fight that John Bones Jones is going to just blast through.
Speaking of Bader, are you gonna watch 24?
Yeah, that starts
You see how easy it is to break his
next
concentration,
Monday.
ladies and gentlemen?
It starts next Monday. I just saw a commercial for it today.
Right, I can get you off track quicker than a piece of crack to a hoe.
No, I'm actually doing okay right now. I could totally bring it back to Grover and John Bones Jones. But I do remember seeing the 24 commercial. I thought, oh shit, cool. We get to talk about that every week now.
Oh, best show ever.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
wait a
looking
minute, hold
forward
on.
to that coming
Back
back.
up.
Yeah,
24. I mean,
yeah,
Justified.
yeah.
Ending. Eh.
It was because it was almost like more of a cliffhanger type ending, even though it wasn't a huge cliffhanger. Like they
Yeah.
didn't close any chapters. They kind of left it open for the next season to start, but they didn't make it going like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Is he going to live or is he going to die? And maybe they were going for that because why the fuck do you have to do that every time? You know that people are going to tune in anyway.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're saying. It was just kind of eh. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see where they go with the last one. How are they going to end it?
I think Boyd is finally going to get killed.
He has to. There's no. I don't think this is another like Dexter, which I did not like the ending of that. But I have the same feeling, and I guess are you ever going to watch Dexter?
I probably will, yes. Should I?
Well, I was gonna talk about a big spoiler. Dexter copped out with the ending and did not end the way that they should have.
How
And I'm
about the
saying the same
Peach?
thing with this. There's only one way for this show to end, and Boyd has to die. That's the
How
only way
about
to
a
end it.
How about if I send you a peach from Gaffney, South Carolina, a picture, and you don't even know what it's about? Did you look it up?
No,
House of Cards.
I know what you're talking about. I'm looking it
Yeah.
up now.
He was trying to work a deal with the Teachers Association, Education Administration, and he had to run home because there was somebody
Peach.
fussing about some kind of thing going on with the
Wait,
peach
House of
in Gaffney, South
Cards.
Carolina.
Hold on. Okay, I see it.
I was so disappointed. I drove home 3.5 hours thinking, I can't believe you didn't understand what that picture was.
Did you finish House of Cards the second season? I just finished it the other night.
No. I'm still in
Oh,
the
you
first
didn't?
season. I'm like 5 episodes in
Man,
the first.
I'm telling you, Kevin Spacey's character. Do they give awards for best characters? Like,
Well, I
not.
like his
Maybe that's
character,
an
but I don't like
idea.
his accent.
His character is phenomenal. His character in season 2, holy shit. That's all I'll say. Wow. Like I said, I just finished it, and it was just the way it ended was just like, wow. I mean, it wasn't like a shock. It was just like the way they did it was just like, wow. It was cool. That character's a badass.
Yeah, but I don't like his
He's up
accent.
there with King Joffrey. How about that?
Ooh,
I'm putting him in that category.
ooh, that's pretty strong.
You caught up on Game of Thrones?
Oh yes,
A lot of people bitched about last week's episode. I thought it was good. A lot of people said it was boring.
I liked it. I love
I thought it was
Khaleesi.
great. Man, that Khaleesi scene, how fucking badass was that?
Well, the funniest part was when the guy just started pissing, and they're like, "What is he doing?" Well, he's showing you his disrespect. Well, when the guy kills him and he pisses on the body, that
Yeah.
was great. That was fantastic. And
Yeah,
she, hey,
that
she's like, "You want to fight for me? You're not gonna be a slave.
yeah.
You're just gonna fight for me." And
And
she's got
you know,
so many people.
it was a cool speech, but it took me a while to figure out what the fuck she was flinging in there. Like they showed him and they showed him and they showed him, but it wasn't until they really zoomed in. I was like, oh shit, that was genius.
Well, what are the collars? I don't understand the collars.
Those were the shackles that they used to wear when they were slaves. That's why she was saying with me, you won't be slaves, you'll be free. She was flinging all
Oh,
the cut shackles so that they could see, wow, they cut these guys free from their shackles.
Oh, see, I thought it was, hey, wear this collar and you can work for me. I didn't get that
No.
part, but it makes sense.
Yeah, she was showing him that she was telling the truth when she said she cut all their shackles and did this and did that. That's what she was doing, and I was just that was more that just that thing was more powerful than her speech to me. Like the speech was like, wow, that was a pretty badass speech. Then when she did that, I was like, oh, that was fucking awesome. That was genius.
I love it when
Um,
everybody says, hey, Khaleesi, I would die for you. Khaleesi, Khaleesi, Khaleesi. Everybody.
you
She's like,
know
I
what I'm
can't go.
not?
You can't go.
There's one thing I'm not liking about her character. She doesn't get naked anymore.
Oh, you're
That's a
right.
problem because she used to get naked all the time. I'd kind of like to see that again. Like it was kind of fun. And now it
Yeah.
doesn't happen. I don't know why it doesn't happen, but now I guess because she has to be more proper. I guess. But yeah, I'm ready for her to take a bath or something. Like have a conversation while she's taking a shower. It's very important to the story. It helps the growth of
Yes.
the dragons that they never show either.
Well,
Um,
yeah, we didn't even see him last episode,
I don't think I've seen them in the past couple episodes. It's like they pop up every once in a while.
but she has dragons and it scares the crap out of everybody else.
Yeah, that's I'm actually very surprised you like that show too. That does not
I
seem up
love
your
it.
alley at all.
Oh, love the show.
How did you even get into it? What the hell made you start watching it?
I have no idea. Somebody was talking about it, and I said, "Yeah, I think I'll watch it." And then I became hooked on it. I love it. I
Not in a
couldn't believe
million
how
years would
they.
I have picked that.
I can't believe how they can kill. You know what got me is like the main actor who was the king's hand when they cut his head off. I'm like, wait a minute, you can't kill him. He's the head guy. Well, I quickly learned they'll kill everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah. And if you don't watch the show, I don't think we've given any spoilers, but I'm about to, so maybe turn it down for 30 seconds or so. La 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 la. But when they killed King Joffrey, that was huge.
Yeah, it was.
That was
But
like, whoa, holy shit, that was a big statement they just made.
But you know what I said when it happened? I'm like, well, wait a minute. I hated this guy, but I liked. You have to have a guy to hate.
Yeah.
Who am I going to hate now? I hate everybody who's trying to kill. Uh, who's the little short guy? I can't remember his name.
Oh, the little short guy. I know who you're talking about, Peter Dinklage.
No, I don't. I don't like that name. I like his screen name,
It's Lannister.
Tyrion.
Yeah, I was gonna say Darian. Yeah, Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion.
Is
I
that all
don't
you
like
have to
that.
say?
Yeah, I like Tyrion.
No,
Tyrion
when they
Lannister.
do something like that, that's a huge character that they killed off. Because did you ever watch Deadwood?
No, I want to watch that, but I've never watched it.
That's on HBO Go. You got my shit. That's one you should watch. He's like Swearington, which when you watch Deadwood you'll get. That was a legendary character. But you're right.
I
There's no
like
one to hate.
Western.
Even that guy who kind of like kidnapped that girl, the little girl. Well, what, like 12-year-old or however old she is. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
the
Who's
Hound.
pretending to be a boy.
The
Yeah, even
Hound.
that guy. Like
I like him
he's
now.
becoming likable. He's like taking care of her and looking out after her. So it's like now I can't even dislike you. Um,
Exactly.
so
But
and it's good to have characters to hate. Um, I think it makes shows more fun.
I like
Um,
after the last episode, the guy's like, if I had one of you around, everybody would just run away. They would be scared to look at you because he was
yeah,
such a big dude. I went and looked him up after that. The dude's like 6'6", 270. He's a big dude. Brown
which
belt.
part? Which part was that?
You know the last episode where they befriended the
I
farmer.
rem- yeah, okay. I remember it happening, but I couldn't like put it in my head. Now I got it. Okay. I remember the conversation on the episode though. I just couldn't figure out what the scenery was or anything. Um,
They're having dinner.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know where we are now.
Well, technically they're having supper. Dinner is at 12 o'clock at noon, but supper is at evening.
What?
Lunch, there's no lunch. It's dinner. Dinner is at 12 o'clock, and supper is at 6 p.m.
If you live in Brazil,
No, I'm pretty sure that comes from England.
if you're a heathen,
I want you to look it up.
supper
And then
is
I
for
want you to send me your apologies tomorrow. Around 11:30, I'd like your apologies on how you're wrong about this one.
supper is for white trash folk.
Supper is at evening meal. Lunch is called dinner.
You know, you don't have to speak slowly. I'm not foreign.
Yeah, but I've drunk a lot of beer. I have to speak.
How much
I
beer
have
did
to
you
speak
drink?
slow. I got 5 in front of me now, and I had 3 or 4 before I came up.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm going on the boat tomorrow if I'm
Oh, is it gonna
able.
be sunny tomorrow?
It's going to be 81 degrees and sunny tomorrow.
Oh shit! That means more pollen will be out.
I will be on the boat drinking lots more beer tomorrow.
You're gonna. Is this the first time on the boat this season? I guess it is, isn't it?
No, it's my third.
Your third.
We've
But
already
it's
been
been
out. Yeah,
cold.
well, it hasn't been cold enough that you can't get in the water and pee. Because I did. Twice.
Oh, well, that's
No,
the
I did.
thing. Like, I wouldn't get into the water in this temperature. I'd just pee off the side of the boat. Fuck that.
Nah, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, of course I could.
You got a shy bladder.
I'll work it out if I
Remember?
need to. If it means not going, not bringing my shy bladder into fucking um.
The Indians
just
going tomorrow.
I just checked my phone. Um,
I sent it like 30 minutes ago. I sent it like 28 minutes ago. Did you just get that message?
Holy shit, that was the funniest thing I've seen right
I
now.
sent that at
Um,
10:25.
oh, that was funny as shit. All right, well let's. Someone's getting sweepy. Well, let's. Don't forget to record your fights and shit.
Yeah, you better remind me tomorrow
Why do I have to? Why don't you go do it now?
because you are my advisor. You are the king's hand.
This is bullshit. I'm gonna start sending you invoices.
You'll still do it, no matter what. You'll still do it.
That's what she said. All right, motherfuckers, we are out. Thank you to Clint Hester for coming on. If you ever actually listen to the rest of this, I'm sorry if you do, because your reputation is probably tarnished beyond repair at this point.
But we won't tell on them.
Yeah, and really no one's going to hear it anyway. So even though people will say you came on this show and it'll ruin your reputation, they'll never be able to prove it because no one wants to sit through it to hear it. So you should be okay. All right, motherfucker. Samurai out.
Tahoe butter out.
And we'll see you fuckers later. Have a good one.
See you later, guys.
Stop. Stop. And holy shit, that was funny when I saw that text.